Welcome to a special edition of S&P 500 analysis. Today is November 9, 2020. Today, the market got some very encouraging news on the vaccine from Pfizer. Pfizer reported the vaccine it has developed with BNTX is 90% effective. This news caused the stocks such as Caribbean Cruise Line, Delta Airline, Macy in the traveling, airlines, retail sector respectively to surge. These sectors have been hurt the most during the pandemic. Now, the theme appears to be shifting away from the stay-at-home to back to work. This has pushed the S&P 500 to new all-time high. The Dow Jones Industrial, Dow Jones Transportation, and the Russell 2000 also made new all-time high today. The sector that did not fully participate in today's rally is the tech sector, especially those stocks that have been benefited from the stay-at-home theme throughout the pandemic. Stocks such as Netflix, Roku, Peloton, Square, and many large-cap tech stocks, including those FANG stocks, especially Amazon. So let's go and take a look at the breadth today. We see in the New York Stock Exchange here, you can see that the up-down volume ratio is 6.11. And right now, we still got a little bit more than 10 minutes before the closing bell at the New York Stock Exchange. And the S&P 500 is up 72 points, or a little bit over 2%. So with an up-down volume ratio of 6.12, that's very respectable for a day like this. But what's astonishing is the advanced decline. The advanced have been leading the decliner throughout the day, at least over 2,000 more advanced than decliner, and it's pretty much held pretty steady at this above that 2,000 level throughout the day. And also you can look at the ticks. A lot of ticks is pretty much positive, although we are seeing some ticks at the minus 500 or lower, but mostly is in a positive territory. And these negative tick could be some of the readjustment on the portfolio, moving away from the stay-at-home stock into back-to-work type of stock. And you can see the cumulative tick has been positive. And then also looking at the NASDAQ, although the NASDAQ right now, it is down about 150 points or down 1.2% on the NASDAQ 100. We see the up-down volume ratio is 1.89. So we are seeing more up volume than down volume with the NASDAQ being down. So you can see that pretty much concentrated by those large cap tech stock and stay-at-home stock that is pushing the NASDAQ in the negative territory. But there are a lot of other stock that is actually advancing. And you can see that also on the daily advanced decline. There are 1,381 more advancer than decliner, 1,381. And the tick is, the cumulative tick been running positive throughout the session, although we are seeing some negative tick, but it's kind of, still a little bit, if it's not evenly distributed between the positive and negative, I would say leaning a little bit toward the positive. So in that sense, we could see that the NY FANG index, the FANG stock index, is down 2.44%, 140 points. But you can also see there are a lot of other stock that has been hurt by this pandemic actually advancing, such as, Lyft. From the weekend video that I put out, I have to admit that I was looking for a dip before a new high being made. But as it turned out, a new high has been made. And I'm still looking for a dip, and I believe we're still going to see a dip. But is this the top for this market, this new high? I do not believe so, because there are still a lot of momentum, and there are a lot of multiple indexes and sector is hitting highs. And if we take a look at some of the internals later on, I could also show you that we are actually expanding new high, new low. There's over 300 more 52-week high than 52-week low in the New York Stock Exchange. So that's very encouraging. And, with the advanced decline, the cumulative advanced decline also moving, higher along with the index making new high. that again is a confirmation. And also you're seeing multiple market indexes making new high. So that's a confirmation of the market's momentum in pushing into new high territory. So until we get less and less market participation in pushing the market to new high territory, we should continue to expect another new high at least before the end of the year. Now, I am looking for a pullback in the near term. So let's go and take a look at the SP 500. So on this daily chart here, again, the market is not closed yet. So you're going to see some, changing of the price here. But you can see this is more like a shooting star or Greystone doji type of candle. We got a gap up, shot up, and could not hold a high, and kind of faded and throughout the day. So right now, I am essentially still looking for this thing to pull back into this, because this is basically the pennant that I've been talking about, pushing back here and come down and possibly fill this gap at 33.89. Now, also the other thing is, let's, because last video I put out, I was mentioning about the 50% pullback, from this Fibonacci retracement, and that will coincide with the gap here. But if I adjust this and shift this high to today's high, and you can see the gap is coincide with the 618 pullback from the high, right? Okay, so that's basically what it is, coming back to this 33.89 gap. So we could still see the S&P 500 pull back to this retracement zone, fill the gap, and then we get another bounce back up and come up to this possibly this 37.20. That's the high that I projected way back in August using another Fibonacci retracement. But regardless, we're basically still looking for a new high once we get a little bit of a pullback and maybe be able to get a bounce off the 33.89. But of course, there's the other scenarios that it could come all the way back down and retest the bottom of this, there's this pennant here and accentuate this trend line. Right, so that's the other possibility. Now let's go and take a look at the S&P 500 ETF, the spider. We're talking about the spider, and we're looking at this particular, balance area. And I was looking for this thing to come back down and pull back and possibly get into this area, fill this gap before we see a little bit of a bounce back. But as you can see, it just made a huge gap up and came up here to near the 364 area, and then you can see that it's kind of faded right now. And so I'm still looking for this thing to come back in and retrace in the in the near term to get down to this 339.59. Then we look for a potential bounce back up and possibly retest this all-time high. So that's basically what I'm looking at right now for the S&P 500 and the SPY. So let's go and take a quick glimpse at the other indexes. The NASDAQ 100, you can see NASDAQ 100 is pulling back into this pennant. So still looking for this thing possibly pull back in to this 11,356. And the Dow Jones the Dow Jones Industrial, it's no surprise that the Dow Jones Industrial made a new all-time high, because the Dow theory have been sending us messages many times to tell us to be on the lookout for the Dow Jones Industrial to make an all-time high, and which it did today. But again, I think the market kind of got a little bit too excited, and you can see that it is fading back. So I'm still looking for a little bit of a pullback and possibly get back into this 27,000 area and then get a push back up. So that's basically what I'm looking at. And for the Dow Jones Transportation, you can see Dow Jones Transportation made a new intraday high, but doesn't look like it will make a new closing high. So again, we could see this thing pull back a bit and maybe possibly pull back to 11,281 area. And then finally, the Russell 2000 broke out, tagged the all-time high. As a matter of fact, made a new intraday all-time high above the 1742, but it doesn't look like it's going to close with a new all-time high. So we're going to still see maybe a little bit of a consolidation for the Russell 2000, possibly pull back to the 1610 and then make another push into closing a new all-time high. So we'll see. But today definitely is a very strong day for the market, except for the FANG stocks and some of the stay-at-home stock. But I wouldn't be go and try to short this market unless you are scalping or doing short-term trading. I'll be looking for a dip to see is there opportunity to get long. Okay, I just want to put up some of the final number. I apologize for losing my voice there. Hopefully, I won't lose too much of my voice on this segment, the final segment. I just want to recap and give you the final number. As you can see on the S&P 500, it actually closed up 1.17% or a little bit over 41 points. And we see the VIX is sitting at 25.75 inside of this zone between 20 and 30. And also the put-call ratio is 0.55. And also looking at the up-down volume ratio, it actually came down a little bit, and the New York Stock Exchange up-down ratio closed at 5.4, the up-down volume ratio. And the advanced decline, there's 1,909 more advancer than decliner in the New York Stock Exchange. And you can see that the new high over new low, there's 240 more new highs than new low in the New York Stock Exchange. And also on looking at the cumulative AD line, the AD line came up to 12,506, just slightly under the high of 12,744. So, but it is showing a good sign of pushing this S&P 500 to a new all-time high. You can see today it did not close at new all-time high. The closing high is up here at 3580.84. And looking at the NASDAQ, the NASDAQ 100 closed down 2.18%, or a little bit over 280 points, I believe. Yeah, 260 points. The up-down volume ratio was positive 1.7, so there are more up volume than down volume, and also the advanced decline. The advancer, there are more advancer than decliner. The advancer lead the decliner by 1,170. So you can see there's a concentration of stock that are selling off, and it's not a broad market sell-off in the NASDAQ. And again, the new high, new low, there are 376 more new high than new low in the NASDAQ market. So that's the final numbers for today. Be sure to smash that thumbs up to help me promote this video on YouTube. Thank you for watching and stay safe.